It is Monday again, 7:30 Central Time. Thanks so much for watching and listening, and I really appreciate the thumbs up and the sharing with others. Today I want to look at the difference between help and relief. I've been in this a long time, and one of the things I have found is people say to me all the time, "I need help. I need help." And so I'll put forth the effort to try to help them. And what I've found is that there are so many people who don't want help, they just want relief. I have somebody comes in here, he's an alcoholic, or maybe he just drinks too much. And they get in fights with the wife all the time, they get on the kids all the time. So his wife and the kids are leaving. He's losing his job because he's not coming to work on time, or he comes to work and he's got a hangover or whatever. And he comes and he wants help. He says, I just want help. And so we start talking about you need to look at what's causing all these issues. The alcohol is not blessing you like you think it is. It's causing you difficulties. You probably need to give up alcohol. Oh, I can't do that. And that's when I begin to realize he didn't want help, and he just wanted relief. And there are thousands of people over the 42 years I've been doing this who that was the case. They just wanted relief. Get my wife back, get my kids back, get my job back, or whatever. But man, don't ask me to give up anything. Don't ask me to change. Don't ask me to stop doing something I really, really enjoy. And that's when I realized they don't want help. They want relief. They want the government to come in and bail them out. They don't want to change their spending habits. They want somebody to consider them a victim and to give them money, but they don't want to change their lifestyle. And I realized that help means change. Help means a willingness to do whatever you need to do. When I have the guy in here that he's losing his wife, he's losing his kids, he's losing his job, and we talk about maybe going to a rehab where people can medically help him get off of the addiction that he has. I don't have the facilities to do that here, and I certainly don't want to bring him to my house. I don't have the facilities there either. So they need to go. And the guy that says to me, I'll go wherever I need to go. If it takes 2 years, I'll do whatever I need to do. That guy wants help. That lady wants help. The person who comes in, it's like, no, I don't want to change anything, or maybe I'll just change for a little bit. But once we get back together, I'll tone it down. And what I found, those people don't tone it down; they go right back to where they were. They want relief. They want out of the problem. They want the pain to cease, but they don't want to change anything. It reminds me of the old joke, doctor. It hurts when I do this. The doctor says, "Well, quit doing this." That's that's kind of the truth of the matter. But if you don't want to quit, you don't really want help. If you don't want to really change something, I had a person in here the other day, and she, wanted to. We have no money. We had never had any money. We don't have any money in the bank, and I started helping her with ideas on how to start saving. And she left here very disappointed because she just wanted me to give her some money, but she didn't want to change anything in her life. And I've made people mad more than once talking about money because it's so personal with people. But I've even, in receiving an offering, have asked people if there's anybody here that just doesn't have anything to give, come up here right now and I will give you some money. And literally have them come to the front of the church or wherever I was and give them a five or a one or whatever I had and make sure everybody got some money. And then I told them, now that money's yours so that you can receive more. And I've had people get mad because I gave them money to sow. And not realizing once I gave it to them, it's their money. And if they sow it in faith, they can receive. And yet, people don't want to change. People want to keep doing what they're doing. Oh, don't ask me to give up $5 a week. I need that money. No, that money would be better spent giving it to the kingdom and letting God begin to bless it. If you took that $5 and even put it in a sack and just kept doing it on a weekly basis, in time you would have a significant amount of money because you stayed to it. You changed. You stopped spending that $5. You put that $5 into savings. And again, it just comes to that realization that they don't want help. They just want relief. They want me to change the situation they're in right now. They want me to fix the situation they're in right now. They want me to cause the wife to come back, but they want to continue to be abusive verbally or physically. They want the wife to come back, but they want to continue to work 80 hours and never see her or the kids. They don't want to change. And so if you don't want to change, you don't actually want help. You want relief. And I understand that. I want relief when I'm in pain too. But I'm a little smarter than the average bear. I realize that if I have pain, I need to change. And so I want you to think right now. Just think. Because if the Lord's speaking to you, you already have something in your mind that maybe you've been asking for help for, but you haven't changed anything and the help hasn't come. You can't figure out why. Most of the time, help will come in the form of changing something, changing your outlook on it, changing your attitude about it, changing who you're with and talking to about it, making a difference, doing something different today than you did yesterday over that situation. And so, if you're like me and you really want to help people, you have to come to the place of realizing your help is limited always. God is the ultimate help. You need to point them to the Lord. But you may be able to help them for a little bit if they're willing to change. You may be able to point them to some things, some practical things that are truthful, that are from the scriptures, that will actually give them a heads up on the thing. And if they're willing to do it, if they're willing to change, then you've actually helped them. But let me just tell you again, I have people come in my office all the time and they just want $40 to, go see grandma, or they want $40 to pay for something that they need, or they need $100 to help with their electric bill or whatever. Oftentimes what I've found is when I give them the money, I never see them again. They never come back and repay. They never come back and even say thank you, because they didn't want help. They just wanted relief. And if you're listening to me, this ought to help you with the people you're dealing with. Now, sometimes I would still give because I think it's the right thing, and my heart to be right to make sure I'm not greedy and have a closed fist. I'm open with the money the Lord gives me, and you need to be open with the money the Lord gives to you. But most of the time, just throwing money at it is not actually what's necessary. What's really necessary is for them to change some habit that they have, change some attitude that they have, change something that will create a different outcome. If you sow eggplant, which I can't figure out why you'd want to do that. Nature won't even, never mind. Eggplant, I don't like eggplant. And so if I kept sowing eggplant, though, I would keep reaping eggplant. It wouldn't matter how much I hated it. If I'm sowing eggplant, I'm going to keep reaping eggplant. The first thing I need to do is dig up that eggplant. That's called repentance. And then I need to sow something that I do like. I love corn. I love potatoes. So I would start sowing corn or potatoes or maybe both. Many, many people do not understand the simplicity of if you don't like the fruit of your life, change the seed that you're sowing. So we have to be willing to change. I want help. I don't like eggplant. Okay, don't sow eggplant. Okay, so if I quit sowing eggplant, I've changed. I've done something different, and I sow corn. Eventually, I can eat corn. Why? I've changed. I didn't want relief. I wanted help, and I was willing to do what it took to receive that help. And so I found, too, even in that sowing and reaping process, it's the seed time and harvest principle. It's the timing that often trips people up. They want help many times, but they want it right now. And when they change for 3 days and their whole life hasn't changed, they throw in the towel because they didn't get what change was coming because they didn't last long enough. If you dig up eggplant, the bad seeds that you're sowing in your life, and you sow good seeds, you're generous, you're kind, you start reading your Bible, praying, you start going to church, you start doing these things, it takes time for the new seed to produce a harvest. If you sowed corn today, let's say, and you did it in good soil in a place where it was going to, you couldn't do it right now. It's not time for sowing and it's cold outside and it wouldn't last. But if you were inside and you sowed a corn seed in a pot, eventually it would start growing. Eventually is the key. You can't eat corn the day after you plant it. It takes time for that seed to go in the ground and do what it was meant to do. And so many times people give up on the help that they're looking for because it didn't come quick enough. They spent 30 years sowing seed into a bad marriage. They changed for 3 days. She's still treating him like she did for the last 30 years, and he's mad and throws in the towel. Well, you spent 30 years sowing into that marriage bad seed. You're not going to reap the harvest the next day as a whole. It's going to take time for the new seed of being loving and kind and forgiving and all these different things for your marriage to reap the harvest of the new seed you've sown. So, my question to you is, what are you asking for help in that you realize maybe you're just looking at relief and that's why you haven't received the help you're looking for? Or are you really wanting help? You're willing to change anything, no matter what the cost to fix it. Now you actually want help. You don't want relief. You really want help. I love y'all so much. If you believe this would help somebody you're connected to, would you share it? Would you click share anyway to people you're connected to so that they can hear this? Give me a thumbs up. Together, we'll reach thousands of lives. I'm going to say hi to a few folks who were courageous and made some comments, and we'll end the day. Good morning, David, Karen, Roger, Wendy, Brandon, Mary. Boy, you guys are so faithful. Love you so much. Let me see who else is here. All right, that looks like that's all they give me at the moment. Thank you so much. Love you. See you next week.